morning. Here we are at Red Hill General Store, and this is a 70-year-old National number 7 vintage Presto pressure canner top. It has the old style petcock, the open closed control valve. The owner of this pot doesn't want to update that. We did test the gauge, but it is time for a new one. This super vintage angle gauge is replaced with an 85771. And then this is one of the pots that take a flat gasket. It's the 9907. If you have a flat gasket in your Presto, not a U-channel gasket, but a flat gasket about 1/8 of an inch thick, there's only about 5 gaskets, and they vary in diameter by about 1.5 inches. So they're pretty easy to identify by measure. All right, so we're gonna take this gauge off. Step 1, the most important thing we can do is to protect the aluminum threading of the lid. To do that, it's recommended to use WD-40, or you can use PB Blaster, which is actually designed to really melt away and eliminate the rust. So we've already sprayed that on there, and then we are going to use a non-adjustable crescent wrench to unscrew it, and then we'll add some plumber's Teflon tape. All right, let's get started. All right, the PB Blaster worked excellent. The gauge we're unscrewing is one of the prettiest styles of gauges. I wish they still made them like this. When we tested this gauge, it was about 5 pounds over. So when the gauge was reading 20, that was 15. It's a beautiful gauge, successfully removed. The next step, you don't have to do this, but to prevent any bubbling around the threading of the gauge, anytime you're replacing something in a cast aluminum lid, it's subject to bubbling. It doesn't impact pressure, but to prevent that, you can use a little bit of plumber's Teflon tape around the threading of your new gauge or vent pipe to get a nice tight seal. And the trick to this is to make sure you put the tape on the same direction the threads go. So that way when you thread it in, the tape doesn't come off. It screws in clockwise. And now that it's in this much, I can't tighten it with my hand anymore.
You're so welcome.
All right, we're ready to tighten this bad boy up. I didn't have the right size non-adjustable wrench, but this adjustable wrench will work for screwing this in. There you have it. Now we have a new gauge, the 85771, on a very old Presto number 7, National number 7 canner, 70 years old, to keep this canner going for many years to come.